Alright people, I'm here at Good Times. Got my soon-to-be son-in-law Nick there. He's helping out, been helping to do a little bit of work. And I've started, I got here last night and I've started working on them. Y'all, most of you know by now, Good Times, I got a call. I was in the mountains and she was sinking. They were pumping her out. Well, I called my buddy Marty Zoffinger, and him and Rich came over and they quickly done some good work. And they had pumped out most of it, but they made sure I had my good batteries and made sure it wasn't sinking. And then I got here last night and took over. So we definitely got damage. That'd be the first thing. Refrigerator, she got wet. And apparently it had been working because it was still frozen inside. But then when I pulled the, see if I can show you this, pulled the back cover off, that thing is burnt. So I had to go buy a new one, and I got that already. Pretty much you got to have a refrigerator when you're on board. Keep your food cold and what have you. I'm going to show you real quick down inside what we're working with, and then next I'm going to try to see if these engines crank. Bear with me. Good Times is a mess from all the work we've been doing. So that's where the refrigerator was, you remember? So the water was up above that. From what I can tell where this damage is, it was up to about here, about right there. I'm sure it got into that AC, and so we'll be working on that. And this whole floor is just, let's see if I can show you. You can tell the floor looks wet. That's underwater. Nick brought me my air movers that I have from my cabinet business, and dehumidifier, so I'm gonna get that going. Both the back bunk as well, everything's up off the floor, is wet. I've got air blowing, but got a mess to deal with. So what I'm gonna do is, all I've done is pulled the transmission fluid out, and I got some starter fluid. We're gonna see together if the engine's crank. So all I'm gonna do is spray starter fluid because they've set so long that they're going to be a challenge for the fuel to get up, but it will come up. So I'm going to plug this in, and bear with me a second. I realized my battery was low. All right, let's see. Can you see that?
Yep.
The camera's on that side, so if you can pretty much, then we'll be able to see it. We're going to stand down here. So I'm going to start the starboard engine first. I'm going to spray in some starter fluid. Hopefully that starter fluid will get it going until the gas can get up there. So it's probably going to crank and then shut off, but that's a good sign if it does that. So you know, in Good Times, the engines are midship, so they're under here. All right, let's go see what we got. All right, here we go. Running. Woo! Engine number one is running. That's a good thing. Let's go for a start on engine number two. Engine number two. Number two. I brought back to check my water. You always got to make sure you're pumping water. my friends, is a good sign. I'm gonna go ahead and kill him. That's all I needed to know. And then I'll talk for a quick second. All right, let's see. So yeah, I got a mess now. We're gonna try to get these refrigerator in here, pull that AC, and then get to drying it out. So that's good news. That's super good news. That's what I was worried about. That would have put a kibosh on my trip. So hang on one second, let's take a look at it. Okay, so the water damage, and I'll do a full video. I'm gonna answer some of the questions. The water damage, it was up to the stringers. The entire fort cabin was flooded up to the refrigerator because it got in the refrigerator. That's why I'm replacing that. The entire rear cabin, all the way up to that first level back there. That was all flooded. So basically, it got caught just in time. They boat neighbors seen the boat listing a little bit, and when the guys got over here, it was listing, and they put a pump in there real fast, and they pumped it back out. And then, like I said, Marty and Rich came by, and the problem is something happened where the this breaker was tripped, which supplies the house charger for the batteries. Because I got 4 parts on this boat, it would never sink unless the batteries go low. So, needless to say, I'm gonna alter that. You'll see solar panels coming, especially for those that we're doing the Great Loop. I'm gonna try and look at some of these comments. Yep, 10-4, Ken. She is sounding nice. I was amazed. I'm absolutely amazed that I didn't have any more damage than that. The water from Michael. He says check the water intrusion if you hadn't already did. I did, Mike. The first thing I did, the lowest point that water could have got in the motor, it's kind of hard to show you, but I'll do a video and I showed all of that, is the transmissions. And I went on ahead to avoid any problems. I sucked all the transmission fluid out, replaced it. So that's why it took me so long. It looks to me like the engines themselves that didn't get far enough up on the engines to actually get into that. Let's see. Getting ready for another trip, absolutely. Y'all know, getting ready for that Great Loop. That's what, when I got back, my buddy Marty, he's working on his on Kontiki real hard. So, and on the bottom. And actually that wasn't the case. And my mind already went to, I probably couldn't get a boat fast enough to get back, get it ready for the loop. Because y'all know that's what I'm working hard on. But yeah, I got the big air movers here and dehumidifier to work on it. Let's see a few other questions here, and then I'm gonna wrap this up so I can get to work. Better now than on the loop, Ken. You're absolutely right. Everything does look good for the trip. Let's see. Yep, that refrigerator, Jonathan, it is a shame. That refrigerator's about, I think, only about 1.5 years old. But fortunately, Home Depot had one, and they had one in stock. Because, on a boat, you can't survive without that. Got to have something to put your cold beer in. I'm a big boy. I got to have something to eat. So that's why I went and done that first. I can work on everything else over time. So real quick, I'm gonna about finish this up. Y'all got any more questions, ask them and I'll answer. So I'm working on all these things. I'm doing video for the loop, but today's a good day. This means that we don't have to start over as far as that goes. And so we're sitting in the marina right now and she's floating, and that's always a good sign. Good boat neighbors caught it and saved me. So Good Times is insured, so but man, what a mess that would have been. So let me see if any more major questions. I'll get to some of them later. Yes, Mike, definitely solar panels to keep these batteries charged. I won't have to worry about that. Yep, glad got here in time. As soon as they called, I shot off, left the mountains, and came straight down. The Great Loop starts. I actually, if everything goes to plan, I start moving Good Times November the 1st. I was trying for October the 1st, but I'm not quite going to make that. So November the 1st, we're going to move Good Times around to the other side of the state, and then move it in month increments till we get it to Charleston for next spring as the jump off. The plan is Marty, he's doing the same, but in before that, we're going to do some shakedown cruises down to the islands here, south end of Tampa Bay. All good videos you'll see, but the actual jump off, because of the timing of the weather, will be next spring, because you want to be up north when it's warm. So yeah, losing the feed, I'm having trouble here. It's not the best in the world, but electrical system looks good. Far as I know, most things were well above the water line, so I probably don't have any more issues there. So with that, I'm gonna wrap up this video. I'll do a longer video where you can see all of what I did, trouble I had or whatever, and then I'll address any future problems then. But appreciate y'all watching, appreciate all your support. Talk to you soon.